The Woody Lynch Show.
You want to talk about a mind-blowing episode? You're listening to one. You've actually hit play on probably one of the most culturally significant podcast episodes of our time. Congratulations. This is an exclusive interview with the one and only Bigfoot. That's right, folks. I got to get past this intro, and we're going to get into the meat of the episode because if your mind isn't blown by the end of this episode, I got nothing else for you. Let's end this intro and get into it. You know, just mere weeks ago, months ago, if you had told me, Woody, the Woody Land Show is being heard all across the country, the world, and even in the deepest, densest forest by cryptid mystery creatures, I would have laughed at you. I would have been like, no, stop. Today, I'm shocked. You remember weeks ago, I set up a phone number, and that phone number is real. You can leave a message on it. 540-425-0596. That's the real number. All right. So I set this number up thinking I'd get some cool calls and voicemails and tips and tricks from everybody, and Kevin Dinkle calling me and my mom calling me. And you know, I set it up for just some giggles and laughs and voicemails. Well, then I did an episode about Bigfoot. If you listen to the previous episode, the one that was released right before this one, you can hear it. You can hear my history with the elusive creature. You can hear the admiration that I have for it. You can hear that the journey and the mystery and the adventures that we had on our Bigfoot trip to Littleton, North Carolina. You can hear all that in the previous episode. Well, then I get a phone call to this number, right? After that episode, I get a phone call. Here is that phone call. And let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, little puppies and kittens, when I got this voicemail, I had to listen to it like 1,000 times. It can't be real. Can't be real. Listen to the phone. Listen to the voicemail. Listen to the voicemail I got on the actual. This is a real number. You call it, leave voicemail yourself if you want to. This is a real voicemail I got. Listen.
Hey there, Woody. It's me, Bigfoot. Yeah, the one and only. Listen, I've been laying low in these woods for ages, dodging those pesky hikers and their cameras. But it's time to set the record straight. I'm calling to pitch an exclusive interview on the Woody Land Show. Think about it, Woody. It's a win-win. Your ratings will go through the roof. And I finally get to clear the air. No more rumors about my foot size or my dietary habits. Oh, and before I forget, I've got some demands. First, no flash photography. It messes with my fur. Second, I'm a vegetarian now, so please, no beef jerky offerings. And third, can we do the interview somewhere with a bit more foliage? These studio lights don't really complement my complexion. Call me back, Woody. It's time the world hears my side of the story. Oh, and one last thing. Please assure your audience I'm not as scary as the movies make me out to be. Unless they litter in my forest, and all bets are off. Catch you soon, Woody. This is Bigfoot.
Shocked. Absolutely blown away. So what does one do after you receive a voicemail from one of your heroes, maybe? One of your mysterious, legendary, something you've been chasing and looking for and putting in commercials, and then you do an episode, and then all of a sudden you get this just voicemail out of the blue on the number you set up that actually is real. 540-425-0596 on that number. Well, I followed up with Mr. Foot. I sure did. And we met on his home turf because one, our street's really tight, and I don't know that we could have afforded the traffic on here because all the parking spots full. But besides that, I wanted to respect his privacy. I wanted to respect his wishes of the studio lights, and I wanted him to feel at home because this may shift the science community after this episode. It may change people's worldview. I don't know. I don't know the significance of this episode yet. I don't know that I'll ever understand it in my lifetime. I think that I thought by the Christmas special we did a few weeks ago, that was going to be the peak of the show. And then just mere episodes after that, a Bigfoot incident happens in my area. I do an episode I felt led to. And then all of a sudden I get this voicemail. What repercussions will this have? Well, time will tell. Time will tell. I'm not going to be a judge of that. All I'm going to do is conduct this interview. I decided once I got that voicemail, call him back. He was really hard to get a hold of. I'm not going to lie. Like, kept ringing, going to voicemail. Finally got him back. And we met on his home turf. I'm not going to tell you where that is. It's out in the woods. Clearly, you're going to hear the sounds of nature. I took a recorder out there, and just asked him some questions. It was an enlightening experience. He's a bit of a talker, more than I expected. I love that he listens to the show. But we're gonna go out. I had a mobile studio with me. We're gonna cut to the interview where we went out into the woods and had an exclusive interview with the Bigfoot. I am here with Bigfoot, Mr. Foot. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for calling the show. I'm so honored that you even listened to the Woodyland show. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas AI special and the after Christmas parade coverage. I'm so honored that you listened to those episodes and the Bigfoot. Obviously, I say Bigfoot, but it's about you. It's your episode. I'm talking about you here now. I'm honored that you listen. Listen. I'm gonna open up the forest floor to you. It's yours. I want you to go ahead and just tell me about yourself. Tell me your thoughts. And are you the real Bigfoot?
I know you've got questions, and I've decided it's time to set the record straight. And no, there won't be any blurry answers today. Let's get into it. So, why are all my pictures so blurry? Let's face it, I'm not exactly a model. Every time someone snaps a photo, I'm either mid-sneeze or just woke up from a nap. And have you ever tried to stay still when you're 8 feet tall and covered in fur? It's not easy, especially with all these mosquitoes. Why am I so hard to find? Well, it's simple. I've been the reigning hide-and-seek champion since 1958. I've got a reputation to maintain. Plus, do you have any idea how hard it is to find shoes my size? Better to stay hidden than to be caught in embarrassing footprints. Now let's talk diet. I know there are rumors I'm into all sorts of bizarre foods. Truth is, I'm a simple guy. I love a good berry, maybe some fish if I'm feeling fancy. And for the record, no, I don't eat hikers. Have you seen what's in those trail mixes? Too many raisins? Why the woods, you ask? It's peaceful. No traffic, no noisy neighbors, and absolutely no telemarketers. Just me, the trees, and the occasional confused camper. Plus, the rent is unbeatable. Social life, it's not easy being a legend. Everyone expects you to be this mysterious, aloof creature. But in reality, I just enjoy quiet evenings and the occasional game of solitaire. And before you ask, no, I don't hang out with the Loch Ness Monster. Time zones are a nightmare. Ah, the big feet. Yes, they're big. Yes, they leave prints. But did you know I'm an aspiring sand artist? Those crop circles have nothing on my beach designs. It's just that nobody sticks around long enough to appreciate them. I've heard all the conspiracy theories. That I'm an alien, a government experiment gone wrong, a hipster who took living off-grid too far. Let me tell you, I'm just a guy who loves nature and values privacy. And maybe, just maybe, enjoys messing with the occasional hiker. So there you have it. Bigfoot in the, well, fur. I hope this clears up some of the mysteries. Remember, if you're out in the woods and you think you see me, maybe just wave and move along. I'm probably just out for my evening stroll.
I'm still in shock that I'm interviewing Bigfoot. I can call you call you Mr. Foot, Bigfoot, Mr. Bigfoot. Listen, there's one burning question from a film guy, myself, being in the videos and the Patterson Gimlin footage was really, that shifted everyone's idea of Bigfoot, because before that you were kind of known as a goblin or a forest creature, and then all of a sudden this footage comes out, the footage that we've all seen, the shaky cam, old footage in the forest. Tell me about that footage. I want to know your thoughts, your point of view. Tell me about the Patterson Gimlin footage.
The Patterson Gimlin footage. I've always had a bit of a laugh about that film. It's like watching a vintage home movie of your awkward teenage years, except it's been analyzed more than the Zapruder film. Let's just say it captures a certain hairy essence of my youth. A bit blurry, though. I mean, couldn't they have used a better camera? I was having a good hair day. And the fame, oh boy. It's like being an A-list celebrity without the perks. No fancy parties, no swanky hotel rooms, just endless hikers with shaky cameras trying to catch me in my natural habitat. I mean, I can't even take a peaceful stroll through the woods without someone shouting, "There he is." It's tough being a legend, especially when your only paparazzi are wilderness campers and conspiracy theorists. The funniest part, all the impersonators. You wouldn't believe how many folks dress up in a fur suit and try to mimic my signature walk. Some get it all wrong. They look more like a bear with a backache. I've thought about offering a masterclass. Sasquatch strutting 101. And let's not forget the merchandise. T-shirts, mugs, even those fuzzy slippers that look like my feet. I haven't seen a dime, by the way. Where's my agent when I need one? But hey, I guess it's not all bad. I become a symbol of mystery, a living legend, and the ultimate hide-and-seek champion. So, to answer your questions, real or not, that footage made me the most famous recluse since the Loch Ness Monster. And just like Nessie, I'm keeping it cryptic about the real deal. A Bigfoot's gotta have some secrets, right?
And I have to ask, I know that you're probably sworn to secrecy, but are other cryptids real? Seriously, we hear all these legends of Mothman, Nessie, Chupacabra. Are they real? And do you personally know them by chance? I mean, do y'all have do you know these other cryptids that we all hear?
Oh, absolutely. We have our own social network, It's called Cryptid Book. It's like Facebook, but for us elusive types. Mothman, he's a real character, always updating his status with blurry photos. Just hanging out in West Virginia, lol, he posts. Oh, she loves her selfies. But you know how it is with lake pictures. They're always a bit murky. And let's not forget our annual Cryptid Conference. It's a hoot! Last year, it was held in the Bermuda Triangle. Quite a tricky spot to navigate. But hey, we're cryptids. Chupacabra hosted a workshop on invective livestock management. And the Jersey Devil gave a fiery presentation. We do face some challenges, though, like coordinating our schedules to make sure we're not spotted too often. It's all about maintaining that mysterious aura. We have a group chat for that. Just last week, Nessie texted, "Guys, I'm going to pop up this Thursday. Anyone else planning an appearance? Gotta keep it it's a secret." And the rumors. Some humans think we're scary, but honestly, we're just here enjoying our cryptid lives. Mothman is really into moth memes, and Nessie is a bit of a water sports enthusiast. Me, I'm just a fan of long walks in the woods. It's great cardio and keeps the fur fluffy. So, to answer your question, Yes, other cryptids are real, and we're just a big, happy, elusive family. Say, you're not going to disclose the location of the next cryptid conference, are you? We're thinking of doing it in Atlantis this year?
My mind is officially blown right now, Mr. Bigfoot. Let's shift to a side that, I identify with, the marketing side, right? You are a cultural scientific phenomenon for years now. When you see someone with a Bigfoot shirt or with a plush, what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think that you are this huge celebrity in some people's eyes? And in my eyes, I've put your likeness in commercials, and I feel guilty now that I'm not paying you royalties. I've used your likeness on everything. I have decals, stickers. I have shirts with you. How does that feel? And that you are literally bigger than the Beatles. How does that feel?
Oh, every time I see someone sporting a Bigfoot tee or clutching one of those cuddly plushies, I can't help but chuckle. It's like, hey, look at that. They've got a mini-me. Me. I mean, it's flattering, really. Here I am, trying to keep a low profile in the woods, and there's a whole fan club out there. Makes me feel like a celebrity. Bigger than the Beatles, even. Oh, the irony. Me, the elusive forest wanderer, now a fashion icon and a children's toy. Sometimes I want to jump out and autograph those shirts, but then I remember. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be this mysterious figure. So I just grin and bear it, quite literally. And let's not talk about the sizing. They never get my dimensions right. I'm much more buff in real life, just so you know. But hey, keep wearing those shirts. It's nice to be recognized, even if it's just as a fuzzy, oversized mythical creature.
I have another question, one last question, and then I'm gonna wrap it up here because, I don't want to bring unwanted attention to your home here, and you've been so generous with your time. But let me ask: have you ever thought about starting a podcast or a publicity tour to, hey, put it out there. I'm real. I'm here, and I am Bigfoot. Have you thought about that?
Well, yeah, no. I've been hunkering down in these woods for centuries, playing hide and seek with humanity. It's a hoot, really. But lately I've been thinking, Bigfoot, old pal, isn't it time to jazz things up a bit? So a podcast or a publicity tour, huh? Bigfoot Unleashed, a podcast where I spill the beans on forest living. Share tips on how to maintain a glorious fur coat spoiler. It's all about the berries, and maybe throw in some Sasquatch-sized life advice. But wait, there's more. A publicity tour. Imagine me, Bigfoot, strutting down Hollywood Boulevard, signing autographs with my oversized hands. Maybe snapping a few selfies. Although I'll need a pretty big camera for that. I can see the headlines now. Bigfoot takes Tinseltown. I'd give those celebrity tours a run for their money, showing off my favorite forest hideouts. And the merch? T-shirts with "I partied with Bigfoot" splashed across the front. Priceless. But here's the kicker. I'm a bit of an introvert, you see. All this fame and attention might cramp my reclusive style. The paparazzi hiding in bushes? That's my gig, and what if they start following me back to my secret lair? I can't have everyone knowing where I kick off my size 22 boots and relax. So, a podcast or a publicity tour? It's a tough call. Maybe I'll just start with an Instagram account. Keep it low-key. Bigfoot's Daily Woods Wanderings A has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Just me, my thoughts, and the occasional blurry photo. Keeping it real, keeping it Sasquatch. That's how I roll.
This has been an amazing experience, Mr. Bigfoot, Mr. Foot. And listen, I want to just give you one more chance. Your ending thoughts here. You know what you want the listeners of the Woody Land Show, and hopefully the waves of just people listening to this interview days from now, years from now, decades from now, as this will be in a time capsule. and it may even end up in a museum. I don't know. I feel like it will, but we don't know. We don't know seriously. Give us your ending thoughts as we finish this interview, as we conclude it, and I don't take up any more of your time. But what would you like everybody to know and pass along your ending thoughts to our wonderful audience?
Woody, first off, let me thank you for having me on your show. It's not every day that a creature like me gets to sit down for a chat. Usually I'm too busy playing hide and seek with those relentless cryptozoologists, but here I am, furry and fabulous, ready to spill the secrets of the Sasquatch lifestyle. So what's life like for Bigfoot, you ask? Well, Woody, it's not all stomping around in the woods and leaving mysterious footprints for hikers to find. There's a lot of time spent on personal grooming. You wouldn't believe how much conditioner a Sasquatch goes through in a week. As for hobbies, I've taken up bird watching recently. You wouldn't believe the irony. There I am, trying to stay hidden, while these little feathered friends don't have a care in the world about who sees them. It's quite enlightening. But the best part of being Bigfoot, the fans? Oh, you beautiful believers out there, keeping the legend alive. You've got more faith in me than I do sometimes. Whether you're wearing those I believe in Bigfoot shirts or setting up camp in the woods with your night vision goggles, just know that I see you. Well, technically, I see you trying to see me, which is kind of the same thing. So to all my fans out there, keep on searching, keep on believing. And remember, if you ever feel like you're being watched in the woods, maybe you are. Maybe it's me, maybe it's a bear. Life's a mystery, isn't it? Stay hairy, stay merry. And thanks again, Woody, for this delightful opportunity to step into the limelight. Or, well, the dim forest light, in my case.
There you have it. Yeah. An interview, an exclusive interview, mind you. How many other podcasts out there are actually interviewing Bigfoot? Name me one. None. The Woody Land Show just broke new ground, and it is amazing. Like I feel so honored that Mr. Bigfoot actually called that number that I set up, and he got in between Kevin Dinkle, for one, who's been calling the show like crazy. He's awesome, but he got through on the line. And he wanted to be interviewed by the Woody Land Show. How amazing. What an experience. What an experience. The last episode when I talked about my Bigfoot experience, I had no idea that it would lead to this. I had no idea. And where a podcast takes you, you never really know when you set out. You can kind of map a plan, but very rarely goes to plan. And I help produce several podcasts for people in the community. We have a studio, and you always kind of map out the first couple episodes, and you kind of go with that. You kind of feel the vibe of the host. And if you would have asked me, Woody Land, when you were mapping out this whole thing, would you be interviewing Bigfoot a handful of episodes in? I thought maybe 100 episodes I would be interviewing somebody cool like that, but not this soon. Not so soon after the Christmas AI special and the After Christmas Parade and the Bigfoot episode. I just had no idea. So ladies and gentlemen, folks, everybody, what a mind-bending episode this has been. I appreciate you going on the journey with me. And, if there are any other cryptids out there that want to be on this show, that want to be interviewed by yours truly, I feel like it was an award-winning interview. I feel like journalistically, I think an award might be in my future. I'm humble about, obviously. I mean, I'm not, I don't want the awards committee to listen to this and think that I'm pandering and that I want one. But if they were to listen and then know the significance of interviewing Bigfoot, then I feel like the response to that, the appropriate response would be to obviously win an award. That's just the logical conclusion that I'm coming to. Don't know it for a fact. Don't know if it'll happen. I am just honored and humbled to have interviewed the king of cryptids himself, Mr. Bigfoot.
And that's a wrap, folks.